afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Okay, so the word for today is health. And health deals with a lot of different things. If you believe like I do, then you kind of see yourself tied into a lot of the world or the universe. So having good health and good mental health is very important. I'm praying for the people in Gary, but I'm also praying for us. I'm praying that we handle our differences kindly. We praying, we eating good, we feeding people. A lot of the people that I've experienced, um, they don't eat food when they're going through certain, stresses or disorders. With substance abuse, I see a lot of times, even myself, haven't ate, for a lot of days. And that seems to me to kind of mutate my body in a way that I don't want to. Sometimes it also affects my brain in the way that I think and understand and interpret the world. So I want to, what am I making this video for? The purpose of me making this video is as I go out here and try to help people, the homeless issue, the substance abuse issue that we have in South Bend, as I go out here and try to help these people, they have to eat. They have to eat physically and they have to eat spiritually. They have to hear words. They have to replace their downtime with new steps, with new activities. And I would like for some of their downtime to be able to be in some purposeful videos. Something that's like, okay, you experienced what I experienced and you made yourself, God helped you get right. How did you do that? You know what I'm saying? So I don't eat like a lot of food all the time, but sometimes I have meals. I try to make sure that I have dinner. I like to keep snacks around so I can chew on something, whether that be a fruit or a vegetable or a cracker. I stay away from sugars and sweets for the most part. Every now and again, I'll dip into some sugar, but when I tend to dip into that sugar, it tends to make me not able to move as well the next day, I noticed. And I don't like to do that because if I say, okay, say I stop getting high, right? And then I eat like a whole box of cakes or something, or even a couple. First of all, it usually hurts my teeth. But outside of that, it makes me not be able to get out of the bed the next day. And when I can't get out of the bed the next day, the first thing I go to is, okay, I want some dope. Now I'm tired of not getting high. I want to get high so I can get my energy so I can get back out here. But if I'm sticking with my quitting and I'm not gonna go get high, then I'm not gonna have that sugar when I stop getting high. I could replace it with fruits. Potassium, bananas have given me have given me some extra energy when when I've quit or whatever. I specifically go to the doctor, or sometimes I get it off the street. I ain't gonna lie, and I give me some Suboxone. Um, or I get trazodone from the doctor. They'll usually help you with trazodone at the doctor. Zyprexa is another one. Zyprexa you got to be careful with because the Zyprexa, while it is very fast acting at releasing anxiety and calming you down and keeping you kind of mellow, it also is very good at making you crave sugars, especially if you introduce them into your cycle while you're taking it. So you gotta be careful with that. But if you are very slim or you are having like some things you're trying to rebuild and grow back in your body, then Zyprexa would be really good. And if you like weed, Zyprexa is good because it help you make you feel mellow, and then also makes you hungry if you want a good appetite. Okay, and we do want good appetites because we want to be eating food. We want to be eating food so we can be thinking like human beings. Okay, but so what else? So health, walking. When I am getting clean, I walk, baby. I power walk. I walk all day, everywhere. I try to make sure I make it to the gas station at least 3 or 4 times a day. What does this do for me? When I go to the gas station, I get some fresh air. I don't know how that scientifically works, but I know it makes me feel better. And sometimes it gives me energy. And sometimes if I'm feeling a little antsy at night, I take a walk and I get sleepy. You know what I'm saying? So I go out there and I get that natural energy. It seems to respond to my body. Okay, so health. So a lot of times when I'm quitting, my biggest issue is what am I going to do with my time now? For me, I like to watch lecture. I like to watch a church that aligns with, you know, my belief system and makes me feel good. Doesn't make me feel bad. If I go into a church and it makes me feel bad, then I on the, which I do this on YouTube. If I go in there and it makes me feel bad, I usually get out of there and I try to go find one that makes me feel good. Now, me personally, I follow Sarah Jakes Roberts. Okay, she always has a good word for me. Sometimes I follow T.D. Jakes. Sometimes I follow Pastor Torrey. These are things that you can look up online. I follow motivational speakers. I follow E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher. Sometimes he's a little, you know, he's a man and he's doing a man thing. So sometimes he's like, you know, a little tough to be in there. But you got to grow. You know, there are levels to these things, you know, and as babies, you know, coming out freshly out of addiction, sometimes we need a little milk, you know. So I take my baby steps and then I step my way up to that stronger food, which allows me to be productive and help the members of society that are coming back in from this crazy drug war we done got ourselves into. So, okay, so health. What else do I do when I'm coming out of my addiction to stay strong? So having some support is cool. The best thing, the number one thing I do when I get off drugs is I stop talking about drugs. I stop talking about them. I don't try to go around them. I don't want nobody, you know, around me getting high, nothing like that. I just kind of mind my business and take it slow. One thing that I've learned, ain't nothing wrong with sleeping, okay? Now, if you got some stuff to do, you got to take care of your business. But if you have a place that you can go to sleep and get some rest for a while and then start introducing stuff slowly, that's good. As far as kids are concerned, I try to keep food down for my kids that they can eat. If I have a support system, which I do, I have a big support system, but I don't mind coming to somebody and telling them, look, I'm having a hard time, you know, right now, can you help me with these kids? You know, and getting somebody there that can help you with the kids so that you can keep that relationship intact is perfect. But, you know, if you are there by yourself or if you can do these things, having down little snacks like crackers, Lunchables, lunch meat, peanut butter and jelly. They have the Uncrustables, you know, juice boxes, waters, stuff that they can just go into they self. And if you had the kind of kids that will go in there and eat all of that at one time, then just setting in there one thing for them to eat until the next time that they should eat, you know, stuff like that. You should be able to be alert and be good and be able to handle all these things. But in the event that something is out of pocket, you'll be able to still get them what they need. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes smoking weed helps, sometimes drinking help. Sometimes that don't help. You got to know who you are. As they say, my life is my responsibility. You have to know who you are and what you need. And that's why I like to take my introductions into food, medicine, therapy. I like to take them slowly so that I can recognize what's going on. Say I do everything in one day. I don't know what really worked and what really didn't work. So if I try one thing at a time, like if I stop using and then I don't eat any cakes, and then I notice the next day that I have energy still, then I could say that probably worked for me. Say, you know, if I try the cakes and I have low energy, I could say that might be a thing. Only thing I'll know is if I try it again, right? You know what I'm saying? And so you kind of got to hit and miss with that type of stuff until you get what's working for you, because there is no one rule for everybody. And you have to take your recovery like really seriously in order to be able to get the fullness of it, right? Okay, so what else? Health with recovery. So if you can get a doctor, or if you can get in the Oak Line to see somebody for medication management, that's cool. If you can't go out of the house, which sometimes I know we get this agoraphobia or we get locked into the house or stuck in the house, try to get the video doctor. They have video doctors, and if it's something you need help with for your specific area, then call me 574-378-0554, okay? And that's my telephone number. And call me so we can see what is going to be specific for you, because what I would hate to do is give like a one rule for all and then it don't work for you and then you quit right there. Everything ain't gonna work for everybody, but a lot of these things are gonna work for everybody. But I will personally help you with something if it doesn't work for you, okay? So the word for today is health, and I kind of did this on a spur of the moment, so I'm just going through the brain and seeing what I got. But I intend on writing something, um, and putting that out there too. Okay. What else? Health. Keeping a good attitude. Okay. Keeping a good attitude is very healthy. It doesn't. If you went through some stuff, while you were addicted or before you were addicted, it's possibly, you ran into people who treated you bad. Maybe people didn't take care of you. Maybe someone molested you. Maybe someone has stolen from you. All of these things are valid reasons to be upset. But my suggestion for these things is that we handle them as if, okay, if this can be handled, if they can be prosecuted by law, we handle that. If they can't, we have to get over it. Now we can start a ministry where we help people who've experienced these things. We can, talk to a therapist or somebody about ways that we can solve these problems if we can, but we cannot hold on to them forever. We cannot hold on to these issues forever. We cannot let these issues continue to debilitate us. We cannot say today that because we was raped 10 years ago, we smoking dope. Because dope is killing us. So we might have had that problem, but now we got a new problem. And what we won't let the enemy do is continue to hurt us. Okay? He's not going to continue to hurt us by traumatizing us over and over again, by fucking up our new life from our past life. Okay? We're going to take our life back today, and we're going to go out here and we're going to do good. We're going to live good, productive society life. And we're going to watch our kids grow up and our grandparents. We're going to take them out to eat, And sometimes that sounds harsh and hard, but it's not harsh or hard because I want to give you the power to take your life back. I want to tell you what it takes for a person to be able to, when the Bible would say, turn the other cheek. I want to give you the power to turn the other cheek, okay? Because holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. Every day you going through that trauma, you going through that pain, you got them flashbacks popping in your head, you know what I'm saying? And that person is going on with their life, doing something they don't even care. You know what I'm saying? But you steady in pain. And that's why you have to have forgiveness. That's why you have to give that pain over to God. You have to say, okay, God, I'm giving you this pain. This person did me like this. This situation happened like this. But I'm giving it to you because I've had it for however long amount of time and I can't do nothing with it. It's killing me. It's tearing me up. It's making me, have problems in the earth. I don't want to carry this no more. And when you give something to God, my Grady always told me, when you give something to God, you don't go back and get it. You let God complete his work. Okay? Because God can handle it better than you. Okay? And when you let God handle it, you get this relief like, okay, God handling it. Now I know that the situation's being taken care of. I can go on with my life. Okay? So when a part of health is we let all that stuff go, that's not helping us. We don't nag. We don't cuss people out. We don't go into places that are trying to help us and talk bad and be disrespectful. We go in there and we go in there with the mind, what can I get out of here? Because, there are places that have been here forever. And maybe, through time, some things have changed and they don't benefit us as much as we feel like they should. But on the other side of that, some of these places been working forever and ever, and they still do work. But we have to adjust our mind to be able to receive what they've given us. That's just like with God. God is here for us. He can heal anything. He can do anything. Anything is possible with God, okay? But if we close the door to God and we choose to ignore what he tells us, we choose to ignore what he shows us, and we choose to have our way about ourselves anyway, he will turn us over to a reprobate mind. He has given us choice. So if we choose to go out here and continue to do things that hurt us and make us depressed or make us stressed out or get us angry, then we will be getting the fruits of that labor. You know what I'm saying? So to sum up everything today, I just want to say, health is very important. It has to do with your mentality. It has to do with what you eat. It has to do with exercising. It has to do with having a good spirit. You know what I'm saying? And so, I just ask that we pay attention to our health. We take some of these things into consideration. And if we need help, I ask that we call. And that we call with intention. If I'm calling Candy, what I'm calling Candy for? Candy, I'm calling you because, I got an urge to smoke today. Okay, and then we might talk about that. Candy, I'm calling you because I'm having this issue and I want your help. I want to know where this service is located in the community. I want to know possibly what you feel like I should do or say in this situation. Sometimes I have an answer. Sometimes I'm going to go find the answer. Sometimes I'm just going to pray with you and ask God to reveal it to me or reveal it to you. And then we're going to go from there. Okay. But just know that you have to have in your heart your own belief. Okay. You have to have your heart in a place where it's like, okay, I done seen this. I done been exposed to this. And if I've been exposed to all of this negativity, I know that there has to be a God on the other side of this. I know that God, if it's this out here, if it's that out here, if this can happen, if that can happen, God can happen. God can save, and He does. So we trying to stay healthy. We trying to eat right. We trying to get some activities going that we like. If we like to start things, I know a lot of people who go outside for a long time, they get a lot of revelation about things they want to start. Candy, I want to start this business. You know what I'm saying? Candy, I need help finding a job. I need help finding a house. I need help, getting into, I need you to come with me to my doctor's appointment to explain to me what they're telling me or to help explain what I'm telling you. Just grouping, going to church. I went to Miami Village Church today and they had some food. It was good, Y'all know I like to eat. But I went to Miami Village Church today, and they are seeking homeless people. They are seeking substance abuse users. They are seeking these people. They want to help you, okay? And I believe that in my heart. I believe those people down there want to help, So, they do transportation. They start at 10 on Sundays. Yeah, so I'm going to put the number to reach them in the comments. And we're going to go from there. It was a word, health. The word is health. So get your health in check. If you need help with some stuff, anything, just give me a call. Be intentional and believe, okay? If you come to me and you ask me for help, be ready to listen to what I tell you, okay? Don't come to me asking me for no help. Then every time I give you an answer, you got another question or you got a but why or you got a this, that, and the third. Because I don't have time to do that. It's a lot of people who need help. So when you come to me, I need you to come to me with the thing in mind. Candy gonna help me or she gonna find a person that can help me. And I'm gonna go through respectfully with whatever they asking me to do because this is here for me and my life and my people. Okay? All right. I love y'all. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later, okay? Mwah. Okay, now we need